Okay, so we start off with an overview of the bid program, and here's what the essence of bid is. The Economic Development and Housing Department's commitment to developing business industry is vital for economic growth as it drives job creation, innovation, and it fosters a more prosperous and stable economy. Specifically, BID has four specific initiatives. We seek to empower, educate, innovate, and protect. The empowerment that we says is to make sure that we give you sufficient information. We love that you've joined us for this webinar. In our empowerment, we want businesses to understand the value that you bring to the table. We want you to know that when we have and the procurement department releases projects, and then you have an opportunity for, especially for those mandatory pre-bid meetings, we want to empower businesses with an ability to go to a pre-bid, not in hopes of ingratiating the prime contractor, but with sufficient information so that you can go to a prime and say that we attended the City of Miramar's, the bid program's CIP project scope review session. And although we're not able to communicate and take on the entire project, we have valuable information. Here's our capability statement. We believe that we can add this or that value to your program. Would you consider making us a part of your team when you respond to that solicitation? That is the ultimate goal of the CIP review session, to empower smaller businesses and to give you sufficient information on upcoming releases and projects that are going to be released within the City of Miramar, so that you can have information that you can then explore creating your own team to be able to respond, and or when you go to the pre-bid sessions, to have sufficient information to be able to adequately present yourself to a prime to be considered. That is how we empower. We seek to educate. I'm sorry, go back, please. We're not, we seek to educate. We have all kind of technical assistance workshops and webinars in which we literally, and we'll go over a few of those, allow businesses an opportunity to learn, to grow their businesses, to work with the BID program and other programs that are being offered by the Economic Development and Housing Departments. We, as a department, we partner with SCORE. There are other members of our teams that have an array of opportunities for you to grow your business. We want to innovate. BID seeks to train businesses to make decisions, to manage change, and to deliver innovative solutions to effectively meet customer demands and to be able to improve their overall profit margins, because we know that you're in business to make money. Last and definitely not least, BID initiatives are designed to help businesses, the business owners, preserve, protect, and promote the value of their business. No one can promote your business better than you. Next slide, please. Now, here's some of the development tools that we use here with the BID program. BID's internal development tools are designed to do four things: to ensure access to all firms that desire to do business with the city, to develop growth strategies, to implement current business procedures, and to identify and close competition gaps. There are initiatives that you're going to be hearing about and learning about today with the procurement department about libraries, in which smaller businesses have a greater opportunity to be able to enter into a library with the City of Miramar and not have to compete on a significant and a lot of basis to ensure opportunities to work with the city. Once you're in a library, they're going to be explaining about the ways in which you can take advantage of that opportunity and be able to go through one solicitation to get into the library and yet have an opportunity to work with each and every department within the City of Miramar to be able to showcase your goods and services and to be utilized throughout the tenure of that. But in terms of the development tools that we here use at the BID program, the vendor performance card. Yes, we want to not only allow smaller businesses and local businesses to take advantage of the opportunities that are being presented here in the City of Miramar, we want to always be able to ensure that we can say the businesses are not only taking part in the projects, but a lot of our businesses are doing an exceptional job in terms of performance. And the vendor performance scorecard is a way in which we're able to adequately showcase that information. Department data collection and reporting. We collect the bid program. We collect data from each and every department. We literally want to know how departments are spending their money. We also create a data form where in which we allow departments to compete with one another to see who's ensuring more minority participation on projects. And it's something that was piloted with 6 departments last year in 2024. We're happy to report that that program is going to be expanding, and we will be collecting data, spend data from every department within the city of Miramar. We will be utilizing that data to showcase to other departments internal the extent to which minorities are being utilized, and we congratulate those departments that are going above and beyond to ensure more inclusion for smaller micro businesses. Firm utilization disclosure forms. We're often wanting to know when prime contractors are able to secure major projects that smaller businesses are not able to secure themselves. And so we send out vendor disclosure forms because we want the primes to communicate to us what, if any, small businesses they are utilizing, especially those projects that minority participation goals are assigned to. This is a tracking tool in which we are able to identify the firms that will be utilized to get a commitment from the prime contractor of the firms that they seek to contract with, and to hold them accountable for those firms that they've entered into a contract with, to ensure that they allow and utilize them throughout the term of the contract. Project review authorization forms. These are procurement forms that are utilized, and as I told you, once a department sends an item to the procurement department to be released for solicitation, before that project is released, the bid program has an opportunity to conduct research. We actually have a management services team on board, and we literally research Dade, Broward, Pratt, and Palm Beach County, the Tri-County area, to see if we can identify ready, willing, able, and available firms that can participate in that program and on that contract, and to determine whether or not there are sufficient enough firms for us to be able to add a minority participation goal to a project. And that's been a very instrumental tool for us to utilize to ensure more inclusion. Firm availability research and reporting. Even after the projects are let, we continue to identify firms. If a prime contractor were to reach out to the bid program, we have a list of firms, or even if a project is midterm and they are identifying or needing to identify with more firms to be able to utilize on the project, we keep a database of firms that we allow and we utilize to respond to their requests. And we're often, when we're out, all of our promotional materials have a QR code allowing the outreach, when we do outreach and when we're out at various events, allowing contractors to be able to insert and put themselves and their businesses on that contractor database. We will be sending a QR code for everyone that registered for today's event to allow you an opportunity to be able to register into our contractor database so that your name and your firm can also be included among those should any prime contractor or agency or organization reach out to the bid program seeking a particular trade area or any type of firm availability. We do small business stakeholder sessions and small business empowerment meetings where we meet with businesses. We want to learn more about your business. We want to see if we can assist you in your ability and wanting to do and your desire to do business with the city of Miramar. Recently, we've done individual businesses that have been out at events, and they say, Dr. Hollis, I'd like to have a follow-up meeting with you. We do 30-minute webinars in which I talk with them, learn that several have offer HR initiatives. And so post meeting with me, I was also able to set up what's called a departmental utilization strategy session to allow businesses an opportunity to speak directly to the department that can and desire and procures your services for the city. And so those sessions are 30-minute webinars in which the director and the assistant directors for those departments literally join in and come on and allow the businesses to do a presentation of who they are and what they desire to offer to the city. This is a very important developmental tool in terms of helping businesses to be able to grow and to ensure, you know what the saying is, people do business with people they know, like, and trust. Our job at the bid program is to make sure they get to know you. And then the business, it is your job to make sure that they become and establish a relationship with you to the extent that you're able to effectively communicate the goods and services that you offer. They tell you the way in which you can position yourself. Vendor registration, you will learn, is the first step to doing business with the city of Miramar. Yes, our doors are always open. Our leaders will always meet with you, as well individuals of the Economic Development and Housing Department, as well as the BIZ programs. But what we want to do is to make sure you understand that the first way and the first step to position your business to be able to do business with the city of Miramar is vendor registration. So I often send a link so individuals at the conclusion of any type of meeting, or when I meet individuals out doing outreach, I follow up with an email saying, here's how you register your business with the city of Miramar. We have that contractor database that we'll be sending you the QR code, and we have a business toolkit that we give to local businesses. We want to make sure that when and if businesses move to the city of Miramar, you are well aware of the regulatory obligations to be able to effectively operate a business within the city. And so we have these toolkits in which we provide to new businesses. Various members of the Economic Development and Housing Department go out and literally visit businesses and give them toolkits and information on the things that the department is making available, local grants that we make available, and these are all of the ways and the tools that we make available to help businesses grow. Next slide, please. There is one before that. We have here all of the opportunities that you're going to be able to see in terms of how to connect small businesses for growth. This is a 2025 rave card that we prepare. Each year, we try to prepare notifications to allow businesses to be able to know the things that we at the BID program will be advancing. Earlier this year, on February 5th, we partnered with the Department of Management Services from Tallahassee, and we were able to showcase the Broward Supplier Development Exchange. We are now doing the CIP scope review session. Our next event, as you will see, will be with a partnership with the Florida State Minority Supplier Development Council. This year, 2025, is about stakeholder collaborations. As you can see from the upcoming events, we will be partnering with several organizations. We will be with FSMSDC on May 28th and 29th, where they will be showcasing their 50th anniversary at their business conference and business impacts award. We'll be sending out more information on that. On our website, we link and we allow you opportunities to know how you connect with us in the events that we will be showcasing our services or having vendor table and registration tables so that you can come and connect with myself and JC so that we can get to know you a little more about your business and things of that nature. We also have a list of, JC, I believe there was another slide so that we can show the various training components that we do. Thank you for your patience with us. Oh, well, that was not there. We did the essence and we did the tools, and you see everything that we're going to be doing with the upcoming. I'll send additional information when we move forward. So the time has been well spent. Now the time has been set aside for us to go over. We want you to learn about the upcoming projects with the city of Miramar. Again, we will be showcasing various departments that are going to be showcasing the projects. First, we will have the Utilities Department. Next slide, please, JC. Yes, we have the Utilities Department. That's going to be first. We have several members of the Utilities Department on board. We have Eric Francois, one of the project managers. Good morning, Eric. Are you there?
Yes, good morning, Dr. Hollis. Good morning, everyone.
Yes, and you and your team, we are going to allow now the utilities department an opportunity to be able to showcase projects that will be upcoming here in 2025. Those, we will be doing this session again in January. Some of the projects may be released at the end, our calendar ends in October. So some of the projects will say 26 are within December or January before we have our next projects. So we did include those projects. Want you to have an opportunity to see what is upcoming so that you can plan ahead. So Eric, thank you so much for joining us again, you and your entire team. And I'll allow the utilities department to take it away and talk about upcoming projects they will be releasing. Take it away, Jay.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Ronnie Navarro. I'm one of the assistant directors, and I'll be discussing some of our projects. The utilities department, sometimes I call it the Miramar's water and sewer department. So we take care of two water plants and one wastewater treatment facility and an extensive network of water distribution and wastewater collection. So the first project before you here, which is coming soon, will be the wastewater treatment plant capacity improvements and upgrades. This is sub-project 2, which calls for a nanofiltration skid replacement and upgrades. We envision this to cost about 26 million. Design is ongoing, and we anticipate construction to begin in 2026. So this project includes the replacement and upgrade of 4 existing nanofiltration skids that will increase the treatment capacity to 10 million gallon per day for the new 4 nanofiltration skid. This will enhance the plant's redundancy and treatment capacity. The project also includes process piping modifications, instrumentations and controls, power systems, and generator switchgear PLC system, and others. All right, for the next slide, please. So another component of the wastewater treatment plant capacity is the drilling of 2 wells. So design is ongoing right now. We call this F8 and F9, just to give them a name. So F8 would be located in Country Club branches. F9 would be located at the South Huntington Park. So this will supply the raw water requirement for the water treatment facility. Next slide, please. Another component of the wastewater treatment plant capacity are, are 3 offsite pipelines. So this would include the construction of 3 pipelines, 2 of which are 20-inch in diameter. It's about half mile in length, and a force main system that is an 8-inch. So as the description says, this project calls for the design and construction of engineering services for 2 20-inch water pipelines and 8-inch sanitary force main. Right now, the design is ongoing, and we anticipate to bid this out starting next fiscal year. Next slide, please. So another facility that we have is the East Water Treatment Plant capacity. And the work that is being anticipated for this is the installation of a sand separator system from the raw water main, so that right now it's under design by an engineering consulting firm. And as far as I can remember, portion of the sand separator would be a drainage work project that's going to be incorporated into this plant improvement. Next slide, please. Another community project that is envisioned for design and construction is what we call the HMI Phase 5. HMI stands for Historic Miramar Infrastructure Improvements. And there were a number of these phases. So we're now in phase 5. You will later on you are going to hear about a drainage component of the project. So what I'm discussing here is just the water improvement part of it. So we intend to replace the existing aging infrastructure with a new water distribution system that's gonna improve the water system as well as improve fire protection for the community. There are about 800 homes within that community. Next slide, please. Woodscape infrastructure improvement. This is envisioned to be a feasibility study. The goal of this project is to assess current conditions of all three systems: water, sanitary sewer, and storm system. Identify those deficiencies, evaluate potential alternatives, and provide conceptual designs, cost estimates, and a prioritization strategy for infrastructure improvements. I believe this is the last project that for utilities.
Indeed it is. Thank you so much, Ronnie. If there are any questions regarding any of the projects that that were reviewed by the Utilities Department, now is the time you can enter those questions into the chat. The members of the Utilities team will be responding to those questions that are placed into the chat, even while the engineering services are being presented here today. We have the assistant engineer, Leah DeReal, that's going to be presenting engineering services and the projects that will be released by the engineering department. Thank you so much again, Leah, for joining us. Please take it away. You can talk about the engineering projects now.
Thanks, Dr. Hollis. Forgive me, guys, if my voice sounds a little funny. I'm a little under the weather, but we'll get through the information anyway. So the first project is the Pembroke Road extension. This takes Pembroke Road from Southwest 160th Avenue or Dykes Road all the way out to US 27. It's going to be built in 3 different phases. The first phase to be built will be segment B, which is the segment in yellow. That's currently being redesigned from a 4-lane typical section to a 2-lane typical section with barrier wall. The budget for all 3 of these phases is going to be $48 million under Broward County surtax. We are pursuing additional funding. The CBE goal that's anticipated is 30%, and this is set to advertise in spring 2026. It's currently under design now, so the first segment to be advertised in spring 2026 would be, like I said, segment B, which is the segment in yellow. They will be advertised sequentially, not in parallel. So segment B is coming first, followed by segment A, which is the segment in red. And the scope of that is going to be full roadway construction. So roadway pavement, sidewalks, signing of pavement markings, landscape and irrigation, drainage, signals, and lighting. Next slide, please. Second project is sidewalk improvements around AC Perry K through 8. This is over on the east side of the city. The budget is just over $1 million. It is a federally funded project through FDOT's LAP program, so it's a DBE goal, not a CBE goal, and that DBE goal is 10.67%. This one advertises spring of this year, so it's coming up quick, and the scope is sidewalk construction. Next slide, please. Third project we have for you is Historic Miramar Complete Streets Phase 3. This is part of a 4-phase project in this area. Budget is almost $2.5 million. This is also a project that's being done via DOT's LAP program. DBE goal is 10.67%. This advertises soon. And the scope for this one is sidewalks, pedestrian lights, and ADA upgrades. And next slide, please. And the last project that we have for you guys is Utopia Drive Linear Park. This is Utopia Drive, which is just on the east side of University Drive, from Pembroke Road to Riviera Boulevard. The budget is $1.1 million. And this also has a DBE goal of 10.67%. It will be let through FDOT, not through the city of Miramar. So go on DOT's website for letting, not Demand Star. The scope of this one is going to be reconstruction of the asphalt walkway, or the shared use path or ped path that's on the side of the roadway there. We're going to be putting in new benches, new guardrails, and we're also going to be replacing a couple of light poles in there. So, and that does it for engineering. Back to you, Dr. Hollis.
Thank you so much, Leah. And as you all can see, JC, just go back to the last slide, please. As Leah communicated, it will not be released by the procurement department at the city of Miramar. So we have provided the link for you. Again, you will be getting all of these slides. The link that is at the bottom, that's the link to which you will go to be able to access the release of that procurement. It will not be through the city of Miramar's Demand Star. So we wanted to give you as much information as we can, and you can go onto that link and find out additional information about that particular project. Thank you again so much, Leah, and we hope you feel better, and we greatly appreciate, even in your condition, you coming on board to ensure we get this valuable information to the community, the business community. Now we'll be moving on to the next department. Next slide, please. We have support services. Mr. Daryl Johnson he is the Director of Support Services. Good morning, Daryl. Thank you so much for joining us. Daryl has been faithful. We've been doing these webinars for the last couple of years, and Daryl has been faithful in presenting each time. Daryl, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Dr. Hollis.
Go ahead, take it away, sir.
Everyone. Yes, good morning, everyone. This first project that we have before you is named the Town Center Information Signage. As you can see to the right of the screen, we have 4 of the digital type marquee signs that's going to be placed around the perimeter of the city's City Hall. The scope of work, let's see, will include concrete and of course the digital sign itself. Estimated budget is about $1 million. And as of right now, we're still in the design stage. We're about 60% complete with design, and we anticipate bid advertisement winter of 2025. So that's around maybe late October to early November of this year for the bid advertisement. So you can look out for that bid advertisement. This next project that we have before you is the new community youth center that the city is proposing. Currently, we're about 80% complete with the design. As you can see the rendering there. Also, the city is securing a construction manager for this project. So the city will not be directly advertising for the bid components for the subcontractors for this project. Once the city has secured the construction manager for this project, we will get the information out to the various subcontractors as to when that construction manager is going to bid this project out. The scope of work consists of, it's a 12,000 square foot facility, and all trades will be involved from Division 2 to Division 16. Next project. This next project here is currently in design stages, called the City Commission Chamber renovation. So right now we're procuring the services of the architect, and we anticipate bid advertisement for the various scopes of work for this project. We would say summer, fall 2025. So when I say summer, probably late August to maybe early October. So you can be on the lookout for the advertisement for this interior miscellaneous renovation for the city's existing commission chambers renovation. Next project. This next project that we have is called the building, which is P, which is the B, planning and zoning office improvements. Currently, the city is securing an architect for this project, and we anticipate the design completion and the bid advertising this fall for the construction aspect of this project. Scope of work is the renovation of our lobby area with miscellaneous flooring, cubicles, and various workspaces for for our existing employees. Next project. Last but not least, we're currently soliciting for this is for our cultural center. Right now, we have existing light boxes, which is on the front display of our cultural center, and we're looking to replace those light boxes with digital marquee type lighting fixtures. And currently, we're in the procurement stage for a designer for this project. So you can look for the advertisement. That's really to be determined as far as with the advertisement. So right now, we're working with procurement just to secure the designer for this particular project. We'll have more information at a later date regarding this particular project. And I think that may be it for support services. Have any questions? I'll be happy to answer any. Thank you, Dr. Hollis.
Excellent. Thank you, Daryl. You did a fantastic job. As you can see, there are a lot of projects that's going to be released by the support services that are manageable for smaller businesses to secure as a prime contractor. So please be on the lookout for those projects and position you and your firm accordingly so that you can take advantage. Next, we have the IT department. We have Director Clayton Jenkins on the line. Clayton, thank you so much for joining us, and you can discuss the projects that are coming up in the IT department this year.
Good morning. Thank you for the invite. Good morning, everyone. My name is Clayton Jenkins. I'm the IT director for the IT department. Next slide. The project that you see here before you is the Smart City Surveillance System and Real-Time Crime Center. This has a budget of over $1 million, and the city is looking to continue to enhance the security of the city to making sure not only the residents are safe, but the city employees are safe. And so we initiated a project where we're looking to enhance the different cameras throughout the city and looking to where we can implement AI features from a security standpoint that will enhance the ability of our experts to review footage, look at footage, and be more proactive. Scope 1 of this is to upgrade and centralization of the camera server and storage equipment. And part 2 is the upgrade and the surveillance of capacity at our critical facilities. So yes, we're starting here and we're looking at these critical facilities that we're looking to do the upgrade, but it is a long-term project, a multi-year project where we will look to upgrade every facility across the city. As opportunities become available with this project, because it is a CIP project, it does go out to bid. So I will always advocate for everyone to make sure that if you want to bid for these projects, to make sure that you're registered with the city through the procurement department so that you do receive these notifications when we do put these projects out to bid. The next slide.
I believe we only have one for your team during this segment. JC, thank you so much for joining us. All right, excellent. We are so happy to hear and to let you know that we have the Director for the Public Works Department, Mr. Kirk Hobson Garcia, that's on, and he will be presenting the information for Public Works. Thank you so much, Director Hobson Garcia, for joining us. If you could please take it away. I'm not sure if he's having technical difficulties. We do see his assistant director, Christy Gilbert, is on, as well as the project manager, Marilyn Markway. I'm not exactly sure if Director Kirk is having tech challenges. Christy or Marilyn?
Cake is locked. He can't unmute.
Good morning, everyone.
Hello, Christy. Thank you so much. Take it away and talk about Public Works, please.
Yes, my apologies. Our director was having issues with, I'm trying to turn on my video, but I'm having issues with that, so my apologies. Our director is having issues with unmuting himself, so I'm going to go ahead and present for Public Works. The first project we have is installation of conduit and electrical infrastructure. This project is for installing underground conduit within the city right-of-ways from Douglas Road to Palm Avenue. We're in the process of advertising a bid. So like our IT director reiterated, we encourage any contractors that are out there who would like to bid on this project to register with our procurement department to an on-demand start to ensure that you can see this bid once it is published. Next slide, please. Next is construction of 9 bus shelters at various locations throughout the city. This project is for construction. It's funded by Broward County Surtax, and there's a participation goal of approximately 30% that contractors who bid on this project must meet. The budget for this project, as you can see, is just a little over $1 million. Next slide.
And that's it.
I believe that's it for Public Works. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And Director Kirk, I see you were able to get on. Thank you so much, sir. And thank you for your team. Again, businesses, as you can see, those projects have participation goals, and you need to position your firm to be able to capitalize once they are released. Last and definitely not least, we have the procurement department. We have 2 members of the procurement department. We have Brenda Martin, that is going to be, she works primarily with the construction related services, and Mr. Johnson with support services, and we have Jason Chung. They are going to be here. Brenda will be presenting for the procurement department. Thank you again so much, Brenda, for joining us. If you can just give the individuals that are online information about how to position their business to position themselves to do business with the city of Miramar. Next slide, please. Go ahead, JC.
Good morning. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Good morning. Yes, I'm Brenda Martin with the Procurement Department. Next slide. We have several libraries that are related with different aspects of projects that the city holds. One of or 2 of the libraries will be re-advertised by the end of this month, early next month, and that is the Architectural Engineering Consulting Library and the Subcontractors Library. Those 2 will be going out, and they will be available on demandstar.com, which is our primary mode of communicating with the public. So we encourage you to, if you are not already registered with demandstar.com, please do so. They are very helpful with helping you connect and keep abreast with everything that we post on demandstar.com. The AE library, as you can see listed there, the present AE library has these subcategories under it. Sometimes whenever we post, we would have different subcategories under the AE library. So as it stands right now, these are the subcategories under our AE library. That library, again, It's supposed to be advertised at the end of this month, early next month. And again, the subcategories will probably change. Most of them will stay the same, but again, keep a lookout for what subcategories you fall under. We normally send these libraries out to the mass so that all who is interested in applying under one of these or as many subcategories as your business qualifies for, you can submit your proposals for those subcategories. So if you qualify for one, if you qualify for all, we encourage you to include that in your proposal. Once your proposals are submitted by the deadline, then an evaluation committee will go through all the proposals that we receive, and we will, according to the amount that is received, it will probably be shortlisted. And sometimes, according to the shortlist, then we'll notify you of the rank that you made and the criteria that you were listed under for these subcategories. And then we will have you sign an agreement, and that agreement will pretty much be like an ongoing agreement just to let you know that you're in the library, that you are one of the vendors in the library, and should a project comes up, or when projects come up, we will contact you directly instead of having to re-advertise to the mass again. So this gives you a leg up. This gives you an opportunity to be in the library, to get yourself known with the different departments within the city of Miramar, and to show off your skills for them so that you can get repeated business with us. So both libraries pretty much work the same way in that respect. And the libraries, once we have them established, they are in effect for 2 years. The subcontractor library will probably be in effect for 1 year and then be re-advertised again. But the AE library is normally advertised for 2 years. So at least for 2 years, you know, you will be, if you are selected as one of the shortlisted vendors, you will be in that library for at least 2 years. Next slide. We have the thresholds here that we have here for your knowledge. This is where we have projects that are 0 to 5,000. If we advertise, or if we need a project and it's between that threshold amount, there's no competition requirement. And so this is another reason why we encourage you to become a vendor with the city of Miramar. Once you become a vendor with the city of Miramar, this gives you a leg up with them from the mass. And once we need a project and it's within that first threshold, we normally will just give you a call and ask you to submit a quote to us, and we will enter into business with you in order to complete those services. And then second threshold, which is 0 to 7,500, it is also no competition required, and it is for local and Miramar vendors. So once you are a local Miramar vendor, we will also get a quote from you, and we'll also require your business tax receipt. Now, one question that we are normally presented with is what is considered a local Miramar vendor. A local Miramar vendor is a company that is domiciled within the city of Miramar. So your company has to have a local Miramar address within the Broward County and in Miramar city limits. So Miami will not consider anything that is outside Miramar. It will not be considered. You must be domiciled. The business must be domiciled, and also you would have to present your business tax receipt for the city of Miramar, so that we know that you are a City of Miramar vendor or domiciled vendor. The next category is $5,001 to $10,000. This requires a minimum of 3 oral written quotes. And once we receive those from 3 vendors that we get quotes from, then we will do a mini evaluation process in order to determine the one that will get that. For the next one, it's $10,001 to $75,000. Now the $10,001 to $75,000, this one also does a mini process where the procurement, our department, will manage those quotes and determine who will get that. Also, we'll also solicit the assistance of that department or that controlling department for that project, which will also assist us in making sure that we choose the right person. 75,000 and up is a formal process. This process is where we will send out the solicitation to the mass. And with that, it will be a process that also will have to go to commission. So this is the only one on this list that has to go to commission. Anything that is 75,000 or up has to go to commission with a formal process, and it will has to be cleared and approved by the commissioners on the dais. Next slide. Departments. Those subcategories are created by the using departments. They give us, the procurement department, the information that they need for each subcategories. So if the using department does not feel that they need all of these categories or whatever categories that they give to us, then we will not use those categories and they will not be advertised. So it's according to what the using department needs. So once we advertise these AE libraries and the subcontractor libraries, the vendors who apply to those subcategories, they will decide which subcategories they qualify for. These subcategories will help you with determining what you qualify for as a vendor. Again, you can qualify if your business qualifies for one, or if your business qualifies for all, you can submit for as many as your business qualifies for. However, these subcategories are only determined by the using departments that needs the services. It is not determined by the vendors. It's determined by the departments that require these. So again, as I repeated before, once you submit your proposals for these categories, an evaluation committee will go through all the proposals that are received, and it's up to the evaluation committee to determine how many vendors for each subcategory that they desire to have in each subcategory. It can be as many as they want, or is as many as they feel are extremely qualified, and they can shortlist it however they deem. The community, that the evaluators for those subcategories will be the ones who will decide how many vendors will qualify for each subcategory. And again, as I said, once you are in the library, that qualifies you to be notified via our processes of notifying you. That means whenever a project comes up, we will advertise to just the ones that are qualified under the subcategory. So for instance, let's go to architectural. Let's say architectural has 5 firms that were qualified, although there were 10 firms that submitted under architectural. But now it got shortlisted to 5 firms. So whenever an architectural project is advertised, we will and reach out to those 5 firms that got shortlisted under architectural. And you will submit, if you want, or if you have interest in that particular project, then you will submit to that project. If you're not interested, then you just don't submit. And another project will come out under construction or civil or traffic. Whatever the departments need, those projects will come out and they will be advertised for you to decide if you want to submit for those. Normally, once with these projects, once we have the short listing, they won't be advertised via demandstar.com. That's the only thing that I didn't say before. These projects won't be submitted on demandstar.com because that will be advertised to the masses. So once you are under the library and we have a project that needs to be, that we need to get out to you, we will contact you directly via your email. So that's another thing that we need to make sure that periodically you make sure that your email and your contact information is up to date, so that once we have projects that we are about to submit or about to advertise to those that are under the library, we need to make sure that your information is updated. So again, the AE library, once we get to this, once we formalize who the vendors are under each subcategory, and again, you can submit for one or all or as many as your business qualifies for. And once we do that, then you'll be notified with whatever projects a particular department gives us to send out to you, and you'll be notified by email. And again, this AE library is going to be advertised, and once it's advertised and we get to the short list of who is under that library, it is in effect for 2 years. The subcontractors by divisions, it's going to be in effect for 1 year. And again, with that library as well, those subcategories can change. It is not necessarily what you see listed there. They can change according to what the departments need, and it will be advertised. And once it's advertised and we get to the same thing that we did with the AE library, with determining who the vendors are, that will be in effect for 1 year. And the same mode of communication will be used with that one as well, where we will directly contact you via email. It won't be via demandstar.com. With demandstar.com, that applies to anything else that we advertise that is not under the AE or not under the subcontractors by division. DemandStar is where we advertise all the other projects. So we encourage you to keep a lookout with your emails and keep a lookout on demandstar.com, because anything that is not advertised to you or not sent to you via email, if they do not qualify under these categories here, then we will advertise it via demandstar.com. And there are other libraries as well that we have, the professional libraries that we have also with our other professionals in the procurement department. And those libraries are also advertised on demandstar.com. They go through the same process practically as we have with the AE and the subcontractors library. So keep an eye out for those as well on demandstar.com. Once you register with demandstar.com, your company will receive notices for whatever we advertise. So you will be linked up with DemandStar. They will send you notifications according to the commodity codes that you register for in DemandStar, and then you will automatically get those notices to look on DemandStar. There's this company there's this project that's being advertised on demandstar.com. Your company may qualify for that, and then that notice will let you know maybe you should take a look at demandstar.com, because they will have all the information that you need concerning that project that's advertised, especially if it's not advertised as an AE or subcontractor project.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Brenda, because I wanted them to know We're going to be sending you this PowerPoint. Again, do not look to this PowerPoint, and when the project gets released, focus on the solicitation and the categories that are included in the solicitation, not on this presentation. As Brenda communicated to you, this is only for current libraries. We just wanted to give you an idea of what the divisions look like in the library to encourage you and to help you to understand that your business could very well be viable in this tool. Go to the next slide, please, JC. This is why empowerment. We want you to know about the libraries in advance because it's a great way for smaller businesses to be able to access. There are no guarantees, even when you're in the library. It's not a guarantee of work. You're just in position for when and if any department that's looking to get 3 quotes, that's looking to look for local vendors to do a project that's 7,500 or less, that's looking to get 3 quotes for anything up to 10,000. The library is something, and there is, I'm glad, thank you so much, Brenda, for communicating the professional consultants library. Believe it or not, I mentioned to you earlier that we do these department utilization strategy sessions. Well, there's one with the HR department, and our HR department communicated to me, Dr. Hollis, we use the library of the city of Miramar for over 90% of the businesses that we utilize in HR. So please do not underestimate the value of being a member of the library. There are departments that look and utilize this library for each and every time they're looking to contract or to consider the utilization or to get a quote from a sub-consultant. Thank you again so very much, Brenda, for that amazing information. And thank you all again for joining us this afternoon. That concludes it. We have gone over all of the projects or the departments that will be releasing projects this year. This is an annual webinar that we do. We desire for you to know in advance. We desire to empower you. We thank you for attending. We will be having this session again in January. And in January, we will be presenting those projects that have been approved and budgeted by the CIP program to be released by the procurement department in 2026 and 27. Thank you again so much. We don't hold any time. We don't see any questions that have not been asked. You have my contact information. I will be sending a copy of the presentation so that everyone can have the information. Thank you all, directors, assistant directors, and project managers for the city of Miramar for your continued support of the BID program and your continued support to educate and empower our business residents and how they can do business with the city of Miramar. That concludes the webinar for today. We appreciate your value. We are here for you, and we hope that you can reach out and take advantage of the information that we're making available to you. Until January, when we do this again, take care of yourself and be sure to try to position your firm. Register as a vendor with the procurement department. Make sure when I send the QR code that you sign your business in to be a part of the big contractor database. And definitely stay tuned to the Business Pulse and all the information that's being disseminated by the city of Miramar. Ensure we give you resources to help you grow your business. That concludes this webinar. Thank you all again so much. Have a good day. Bye-bye.